tile maps don't work, and so I'm going to demonstrate this to you and then show you how to edit the tile map. I'm not going to edit the whole tile map because I've already done it once today, but I'm going to show you how you can do it. So the first thing I want to do is, let's say I want to put some more eye candy off a tile map in here. So underneath, I'm going to have it, let's check out what our graphics are. I'm going to have this just in front of the graphics. So I can put things like fruit on the tree. So add layer to top, and I'm going to call this candy tile map. Just put that on top of my graphic layer, making sure the stuff's locked off so I can't muck around with it. And let's import a tile map into here and I'll show you the problem. So we're going to import a tile map. This one is the grass sprites. So here we are, we've got this tile map. Now, even though this is supposed to be a 32 pixel tile map, can you see that my tiles are not matching? So if I was to say want to draw the rocks here, I'm going to get bits of other tile map appearing on my background. Even though it sort of fits, it's still going to be a problem. You know, I can't get the individual bits of grass. It's close, but it's not very good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is get my pointer, delete the tile map out, delete this tile map, and we're going to go to Photoshop, and we're going to set Photoshop up to be able to edit the tile map. So here is this tile map. You'll find yours in the download folder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it fits to a tile map grid. So let's zoom in and we can see we want to set the grid up first. So I can go to Photoshop, Preferences, and then Units and Rulers first because we want to do the measurements in pixels, everything in pixels. Okay. And then I want to go Photoshop Preferences. I don't know why I closed it. Guides, Grids, and Rulers. And we want to change the grid line every 32 pixels because that's the size of our grid line that we want to do. And sometimes it's quite hard to see. So I don't know if I can, let's make this black to make it a bit more visible. Okay, so now I have a grid line and each one of these squares is 32 pixels. And what I can do is I can just use my select tool to select the graphic I want to move, press my command key. I don't know what it is on a PC, but it will be similar, and I can just move that within the grid. So we can start tidying up this grid. And we can also use the eraser tool to get rid of stuff we don't need anymore. I just deselect, just get the eraser tool. We don't need that. And we can move graphics around so we can delete out the notes. And we can actually start making sure that things fit into a block of 32. So we can, so for example, this is going to be hanging out. This is the borderline. So we want to make sure things like grass is selected, option, and then make sure that it's on the flat part of a grid, as close as we can get it. And whoops, making sure that nothing's in the way. Okay, so that's what we do. We can move everything around when we're saved. We can save over the file or save it with a new name. I'll just show you the one which I did earlier. Here it is. And if we zoom in, you can see I've got rid of extraneous graphics. The problem with mine, though, is I didn't quite get the grass on the line. The others I did. So once that's ready, we can now add that to the game. So let's do that. You'll have to do your own style sheet, but it's good practice. Okay, so let's quit out of Photoshop. And we'll go back to my layers, Candy tile map, right click, insert new object, tile map. Okay, so here's my new style sheet, which I've edited. I know it's 32 pixels, so we want to make sure we're at 0, 0. Get on my tile map, and now you see I didn't quite get the rocks right and things like that, so a bit. But the grass, so I can now select my grass and I can start drawing grass. Have grass on these areas. It adds just a nice little touch, and I can add a bit of fruit. I can make this into an orange tree. Too much fruit, John. And I can add extra shrubs and bushes just by selecting the shrubs that I need. Of course, I could have even more layers. Let's have that little shrub here. Come on. Of course, you've got to remember that they can't be and we've got my escape room. Maybe we could have the tunnel to escape. Hang on a minute. Tunnel to escape here. We can even make a rope bridge if we wanted. So this is quite handy. And the mushrooms that can go in the tunnel. It's fun. And some cherries on a cherry tree. All right, that's beginning to look quite nice. Let's have some dead trees here. I think we need to just start again, so I can just pop them on. And of course I could add my own graphics. Here we have the trees, so we can just grab. Now that one's not far enough apart. Let's grab that tree. We've got rocks. These are John's famous floating rocks, never mind. See, so you've got to make sure that everything's in the right place. Okay, good. So now we have a reasonably looking platform game. What we're going to do next week is we're going to refine the jumping behavior of Donald. He's going to shoot tweets at mummies that are trying to kill him as enemies, and we will do scoring. Okay.